John Wilkes Booth, an actor and radical, who assassinated a Republican, Abraham Lincoln, was not a formally registered Democrat, but rather a passionate supporter of the Confederacy, a white supremacist and supporter of slavery. Commitment as president. In James Garfield's 1881 inaugural address, he called the elevation of African Americans to full citizenship the most important political change since the Constitution. He advocated for a federally funded universal education system to combat high illiteracy rates in the South and appointed African Americans, including Frederick Douglass, to prominent government positions. He was assassinated for his position. Beginning in 1950, McCarthy became the most visible public face of a period in the United States in which Cold War tensions fueled fears of widespread communist subversion. He alleged that numerous communists and Soviet spies and sympathizers had infiltrated institutions including the United States federal government and military, universities, and the film industry. Ultimately, he was censured by the Senate in 1954 for refusing to cooperate with and abusing members of the committee established to investigate whether or not he should be censured. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on April 4, 1968, in Memphis, Tennessee, by a sniper while standing on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel. While James Earl Ray pled guilty and was convicted as the lone gunman, numerous conspiracies and investigations have implicated various factions, including racist groups, government agencies, and organized crime. John F. Kennedy's position on civil rights evolved from cautious political maneuvering to declaring it a moral issue in 1963, necessitating federal action. While initially hesitant, his administration appointed unprecedented numbers of African Americans to high-level positions, used federal force to integrate universities, and proposed the landmark legislation that became the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and may have infuriated the Southern Dixiecrats in Congress, and may have allegedly led to his assassination. Robert F. Kennedy, RFK, evolved into a pivotal champion of civil rights during the 1960s, moving from a cautious approach as Attorney General to becoming a passionate advocate for racial and economic justice as a U.S. Senator and presidential candidate. His position was defined by a belief in using federal power to enforce desegregation, a commitment to voting rights, and a growing empathy for the poor and minorities. It is an alleged political assassination for his stance. Charlie Kirk, a Christian and debater, was fatally shot in the neck by a single bullet while addressing an audience of roughly 3,000 students as part of his American Comeback Tour. Tyler James Robinson, a 22-year-old from Washington, Utah, surrendered to authorities the following day. He was charged with aggravated murder and faces the death penalty for what prosecutors allege was a politically motivated attack. As of April 2026, President Donald Trump has been the target of 3 confirmed assassination attempts. These incidents have occurred within a broader period of heightened political violence in the United States, which has also included high-profile attacks on other political figures. All due to radicalization and hateful rhetoric by, you guessed it, the Democrats, or otherwise known as the Dixiecrats and their affiliates. Billionaire donors from both ends of the political spectrum are frequently accused of using financial resources to heighten racial division for strategic gain. The Southern Poverty Law Center, who are funded by billionaires and Democrats, are funding white supremacist and KKK, and also funding BLM, Antifa, and Socialist Democrat organizations, playing both sides for racial tension, for the purpose of racial division and chaos, trying to divide and conquer our country for their gain. History shows that anyone who goes against them are either assassinated or attempted an assassination. If you liked my video, give it a like and push that subscribe button. Thank you for watching.